ඔබට අවශ්‍ය බෞද්ධ පොත්පත් විනයානුකූල අටපිරිකර බුද්ධ ප්‍රතිමා ඇතුළු සියලුම පූජා භාණ්ඩ එකම වහලක් යටින් ජයෝදා පොත්මැදුර මහරගම ධර්මායතනය අසල ශාඛා බෙල්ලන්විල රජමහා විහාරය අසල දුරකථන අංක 0114 80යි 16යි 51 0114 36යි 97යි 99 ප්‍රඥාවෙන් ආලෝකය දකින්නට ජයෝදා පොත්මැදුර වෙත ඔබත් පිය නගන්න. ඔබේ ජීවිතේ නොමකෙන මතක සැඹරුම් අතරට සුන්දරත්වයේ සොඳුරුතම විවාහ දිනය අපත් සමග ගත කරන්න. අරකාවිල පාදුක්ක තෙවුණේ උත්සව ශාලාව වෙත ඔබත් පිය නගන්න. සේවාවන් 20කටත් අධික සංඛ්‍යාවක් නොමිලේ තිළින කරන එකම ස්ථානය. දුරකථන අංක 0112 759යි 809. ජීවිතේ ආදර සැමරුම් මන්තලාව. තෙවුණේ උත්සව ශාලාව අරකාවිල බෝපේ පාදුක්ක.
ආයුබෝවන් තෙරුවන් සරණයි ලක්කසි ඔබ සැමට. සමාධී සත්ධර්ම දේශනා වැඩසටහන තුළින් ධර්ම දේශනාවන් රැසක් අප ඔබ හමුවට රැගෙන වෙත් තියෙනවා. මේ මොහොතේ අප සූදානම් වන්නේ තවත් සුමధుර ධර්ම දේශනාවක් ඔබ වෙත ගෙන එන්නට. සසල සිත නිවන නිසල බුදු බණ වැඩසටහන අප වෙන් කරනු ලබන්නේ අපගේ භික්ෂුණීන් වහන්සේලා වෙනුවෙන්මයි. මෙහෙණි සසුනට ආදරය කරන ගෞරවය දක්වන ඔබ සැමට හැකියාව තියෙනවා මෙවන් වූ වැඩසටහනකට ඔබගේද දායකත්වය ලබා දෙන්නට. අද දවසේ ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වනු ලබන්නේ පූජ්‍යපාද ශාස්ත්‍රපති භද්‍රා මෙහෙණින් වහන්සේ විසින්. එසේනම් රැඳෙන්න සසල සිත නිවන නිසල බුදු බණ වැඩසටහන සමගින්.
Dear Dhamma friends, today you gathering here to listen some of Buddha's teachings. Buddha has preached his disciples as an advice, Sunata, Dhareta, Chareta. Sunata means listen well. Dhareta means keep in your mind well. And Chareta means practice Dhamma well. So if you want to practice Dhamma well, you have to listen Dhamma very well. And you have to keep in mind well. So that's why Buddha always asked his disciples to Sunata, Dhareta, Chareta. As the same, I also remind you, you have to gather some merits from this Dhamma talk. And you have to practice Dhamma according to the Buddha's teaching. So you must listen well and keep in your mind well and try to practice Dhamma as the same. So if I go to the title of the Dhamma talk, it is very well known stanza in Dhammapada. After the Buddha's enlightenment, about 20 years, he didn't put any discipline rules. Always, every poor day, he taught his disciples. It's like it called Ovada Pratimokha. Ovada Pratimokha means advising to discipline of this Dhamma practice. So Buddha always asked his disciples, even not only bhikkhu and bhikkhunis, or Upasaka, Upasikas, lay people also, Buddha advice, Sabba Papassa Akaranang, Kusalassa Upasampada, Sachitta Pariyodapanang, Etang Buddhanu Sasana. Sabba Papassa Akaranang. Sabba Papassa Akaranang means not to do any misdeeds. Otherwise, abstaining from all misdeeds. Misdeeds means unwholesome deeds. Or otherwise, bad deeds, bad action, bad words, or bad thoughts. And Kusalassa Upasampada, do wholesome deeds as higher as possible. Sachitta Pariyodapana, control your thoughts. Control your thought and purify your mind. This is the advice of all the Buddhas. Until Gautama Buddha, all Buddhas advised his disciples, all bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, upasika, as the same. Do not do any misdeeds, abstaining from all misdeeds, and do all the wholesome deeds as higher as possible. Control your thoughts and purify your mind. Then let's think about this. Let's see what is misdeeds. We can do misdeeds through our 3 doors. What are the 3 doors? Body, verb, and thought. That means you can do action, speech, and thought. If you do any action with hatred or unpleasant thought, you can get the bad results and suffering. If you speak bad word and also with unpleasant hatred mind, hatred thought, then you get the bad results. Every bad action, every bad word becomes with a bad thought. So, if you do bad thought, you will get always bad results. It suffered. And Buddha taught us, Mano Pubbangama Dhamma, Mano Setta Manomaya, Manasache Paduttena Bhasativa Karotiva, Tatonan Dukkha Mangveti, Chakkangva Bhatopada. If you do something with bad thoughts, with unpleasant hatred thought, if you do or if you speak something, Bhasativa Karotiva. If you speak bad words, if you do bad action, it is always get you bad results. As a bull goes with a cart full of things, it has to suffer so much. So, if you do something or speak something with a bad thought, you have to suffer as the bull go behind the cart. So, when you do something, you have to think about it. What I am doing, what I am going to do, what I am going to speak. Is it a bad word? Is it a good word? Is it a good thing, good action? Is it a bad action? If it is bad action or bad word, you should avoid. You should abstain from it. You should avoid it. So then you can get rid of that suffering. So when we think about it, if we want to get out of this suffering, if we want to abstain from these bad words, bad action, why? Because we know we get bad results. If we do so, if we do bad thing, if we speak bad word, we know that we will get bad results. How do we know? According to the Buddha's teaching. According to the Buddha's teaching, as we listen to Buddha Dhamma, so we know someone has to someone will teach us, or if you do so, if you get bad results. So we are afraid of getting bad results. We are afraid of suffering. So we try to get rid of suffering. That's why we want to abstain from these misdeeds. Misdeeds means akusala, unwholesome deeds. So we try. Then if we try to abstain from misdeeds, unwholesome deeds, that means sila. When we do sila, when we observe sila, and when we protect sila, we abstain from those bad words and bad action. So if we observe this sila, that is the samma vacha and samma kammanta. Then when we become samma vacha and samma kammanta, before that we know if we do bad words, if you do bad action, we know that we will get suffering. So the life is full of sufferings. So that's why we want to, we know that cause and effects. We do something bad, we get bad result. That's the cause and effect. Then when we get realized that, only we will try to abstaining from those bad things. So that means we get the right view, because we know cause and effect. If we do bad thing, we got bad result. If we do good thing, we got good results. That is cause and effect. When we realize then cause and effect, and when we realize our life is full of sufferings, if we do bad things, now we try to abstain from bad things, bad words, all misdeeds. That is samadhi. Right view means samadhi. Only we get samadhi. Even that little way, even that very simple way, only we try to avoid those bad things. That is, we don't want to act as our body. We don't want to satisfy our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and body. Always we are trying to satisfy our these five organs. So if we don't want to satisfy these 5 organs, if we don't want to do that, then we can get rid of all misdeeds. So that is right thought. If we want to abstain from killing beings, if we want to abstain from taking things not given, if we want to abstaining from sensual misbehavior, and we have the loving kindness. If we don't have loving kindness, we can't avoid killing beings. We can't get rid of getting things not given. We can't avoid our sensual pleasures. We can't give up that. So then if we are doing abstaining from these misdeeds, that we are in right thought and right view and right thought. Then when we abstaining from these bad things and bad action and bad words, samma vacha and samma kammanta, and also that is samma ajiva, that the right livelihood. If we are do our livelihood, that means we are always like to, we wanted to please our organs. We want to satisfy our organs. If we think about, oh, these are not good for get the desire, all those objects we get from eyes, we get from ears, and if we get from nose and tongue and the body, all those objects are impermanent. It's always changing. Because of this changing, we get suffering. Always we get bad feeling because of the changing. If it is changing and if it gets suffering for us, why do we take it in desire. Avoid this bad livelihood. We try to avoid this bad sensual pleasures. So then our right livelihood. And when we do our right livelihood, and when we not going to satisfy whatever the way, when we desire, when we have the bad desire to whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we smells, and whatever we taste, and whatever we get the cares and touch, and then if we do so, it is going to be bad results. So we know all these objects and all these feelings, every object we get some feeling, that good feeling or bad feeling. If we get good feeling, if we get the comfort, we will desire for that. If we get discomfort, we will hate it. So if we want to avoid this, we don't want to get desire, we don't want to get hatred, because we know this is not myself, this feeling also not myself, this object also not myself, not mine, so not my soul. So we don't want to like very much, or we don't want to hate very much. So we can avoid to be desired for those things, and we can avoid to be hated for them. Then we can get the livelihood, right livelihood. And because the controlling our thoughts come in from all the 5 organs, and with that forms and sounds and smells and taste and the touch. So if we do so, we can control our unwholesome deeds also. If we do so, if we don't know what is the suffering of these things, what are the suffering of these objects, we do whatever we want. But if we do know these sufferings, or these all objects are changing, so we get suffering, so we don't want to get desire, then we can give up. Then we can give up everything. We don't want to get caught, we don't want to get attached to all those things, so we can avoid most of the misdeeds. We can avoid most of the misdeeds, and we can protect our sila. Then samma vayama, if we do protect our sila, that also samma vayama. This samma vayama, then that means right effort. This right effort we can do some more higher. Sabba papassa akaranam kusalassa upasampada. Kusalassa upasampada means do wholesome deeds as higher as possible. Because Buddha has taught these wholesome deeds are 4 kinds. One is we do as Pali we can tell Kamavachara, Rupavachara, Arupavachara and Lokottara. Beyond that form realm, Rupavachara Dhyana, if we get the mind so subtle, if we got the that mind no sense of any kind of feeling here, any kind of good feeling or bad feeling about these sensual pleasures. Only they can think, they can get only the feeling of just we are there, only the mind. So without thoughts, without any kind of sensual pleasures, that mind goes up and up very it is very subtle and subtle, then it goes arupavachara, that means formless realm. Formless, no body, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, only the mind is there. So it is very long lived, about 500 kalpas, more than 500, some of them more than 1000, more than 2000, like that. It is very long lived. But if we are rebirth in those formless world, we can't see a Buddha, we can't see even Buddha has become in the world, but we can't see the Buddha, we can't listen to Dhamma. So after those power of those jhana, we have to stay there. So it is not good for us, because it is so suffering, because so many kalpas we have to stay in the sansara. After that power of jhana, that formless jhana, even we miss, maybe we have to get into that hell, that animal life, or this human being as a human being, or another Peta world or something. So it is better, and the best way to go, it is the highest way of wholesome deed is Lokottara. That means beyond the world. Lokottara means beyond the world. That is the Sovan, Sakradagami, Anagami, Arihat, Magga and Phala. If we want to achieve this enlightenment, we should follow Dhamma as Vipassana state. If we want to go to this form real, we have to follow Samatha. Samatha means Rupavachara. And if we want to go to Lokottara, beyond the world, is a supreme state of enlightenment, we want to follow Vipassana, the insight meditation. So then Buddha asked to do Sabba Papassa Karanang, not to do abstaining from all the misdeeds, unwholesome deeds. That means we go to the state with the Samadhie, right view, and with the right thought, and then right speech and right action and right livelihood. Then we start from the right effort. We try to control our organs, control our thoughts. Then Sachitta Pariyodapana. When we go to Kusalasa Upasampada, we try to go beyond Kamavachara, beyond this sensual, the world of sensual pleasures, and beyond that formless world, and we have to find that this Lokottara, beyond the world, Lokottara deeds. Then we have to control our thoughts. Sachitta Pariyodapana. Control our thought means how to control. If we want to control our thoughts, we should control our organs. That is Indriya Samvara. Indriya Samvara Sila. Then we have to control our thoughts. We should know about the eye, ear, nose, tongue and body. Those 5 organs. Because of those 5 organs, only we get these every kind of thoughts, bad thoughts and the good thoughts. So if we get bad thoughts, we try to do unwholesome deeds. If we get good thoughts, we try to do wholesome deeds. Then if we want to control, to get that insight meditation, we should follow to Sachitta Pariyodapana, and we should follow the Samasati. That means Satipatthana. So if we follow Satipatthana, we can control our thoughts, and we can purify our mind. Sachitta Pariyodapana means control the thoughts and the purify mind. How to purify mind? That control thought means without getting any desires, without getting any hatred, or without getting any delusion. And if you do so, then we have to get out of those unwholesome thoughts. Fully, we have to get out fully these unwholesome thoughts. That means purify your mind. If you want to purify your mind, you have to eradicate these sensual pleasures and eradicate this all the, we call it klesha. Then the main things are this desire, hatred and the delusion. If you want to eradicate these all those defilements, we should have to keen on our consciousness or our mindfulness. Mindfulness, we have to be with our body, and we have to mindful about our feelings. We get all feeling through our body. Body means eye, ear, nose, tongue and body. Even we call it body, we got these 5 organs. So include all the 5 organs we call body. Then if we want to purify our mind, we have to mindful about these 5 organs. We have to mindful about whole our body. And not only the body, through the body we get feeling. From our eye we get feeling. Through our ear we get feeling. Because if we see some beautiful thing, we get the most desireful, most pleasure we get from this nice, beautiful form. And if we hear, if we can listen to some nice song or nice words, we get desire for those sounds. And if we get nice smell like scent or something that incense sticks, we get desire of it. If we get bad smell, if we get petty smell, we hate it. No, we try to get another kind of good smell. If we get bad taste, we try to get another kind of good taste. So like that, from those 5 organs we get bad thoughts and good thoughts, bad feelings and good feelings. So if we get good feeling, if we want to get out of these defilements, if we want to get the eradication of these defilements, we should know all those forms, sounds and smells, taste and these touches, everything is changing. And changing means impermanent. If it is impermanent, it gets suffering. It will get us only the result, the suffering. So if we don't want to get this suffering, we have to give up all those attachments. Even for the comfortable feeling, even for the uncomfortable feeling, we don't get any attachment. We have to go in the middle way, that is the middle path. So we have to go middle way, then we can avoid get that desire and hatred. If we get any kind of desire for any kind of these objects, that means we have the delusion, we have the moha, because avijja, because of we don't know the truth of this world. Because the truth of the Arya Satya means the noble truth. Noble truth means this everything that is the we see, we hear, we smell or we taste or we touch, whatever it is, impermanence, that is a truth. The impermanency get us bad results of suffering. That is the truth. And if it is impermanent and if it is get us suffering, it is not ourselves. It is not mine. It is not my soul. So if it is mine, it should be give us whatever I like. It should be yours. It should give you whatever you like. It shouldn't give you whatever you don't like. You don't like, but whenever you get suffering, you don't like it, no? If you want to something without suffering, you like. But can you get it? Whatever, whenever you want, can you get it? No. It becomes whatever the natural way. It is not for our own way. Nothing comes from our own way. It comes as the nature's power. So we have to give up all those attachment. If we don't attach, we can get. If we don't attach all those desires or all those hatred or this delusion, we can get out of samsara. So we should try then eradicate all those desires. Comes from the eyes, ears, nose and tongue. If we don't give up those attachments, if we don't give up those desire, or if we don't give up those hatred, how we get the hatred? If we don't get what we like, we get the hatred. We don't like it, we dislike, so we get the hatred. So then with the hatred we do many bad things. We speak many bad words. So if we can control this action and word and thought, we can eradicate all those desires and all those hatred and all those delusion. So we, as the thought of as the teachings of our Buddha, we try to control our thoughts like this. We try to control our even we go to desire something, we go to we go to have a craving for something because of this feeling. When we see something, we get the feeling of good feeling or bad feeling. If it is a good object, if it is a beautiful thing, we get the attachment to it because of the craving. We like it. We like to see. If we get the bouquet of beautiful flowers, when we go somewhere, we can see the bouquet of flowers in the garden. So when we see that, we can get all those two kinds of thoughts. We can get the unwholesome deed, unwholesome thoughts, and we can get wholesome thought. Because when we see that bouquet of bunch of flowers, we can see someone can think, oh, nice flowers, so it is good for my vase, I must take this, and even without knowing them, I must take this and I put my vase in my room. And that is stealing, no? That is a desire, and that is stealing. It is not the wholesome deed. It is an unwholesome deed, and it is a klesha, because it is a desire and craving. For we want to get it for myself. And the same bouquet of flowers, same bunch of flowers, we can get the thought of, oh, this is nice. It is good for the Buddha. It is good for offering Buddha. Oh, I must take this to shrine room and I can put it in front of Buddha and offer it. That is wholesome deed. That is the good thing, and it is not the craving. That is saddha, and it is wholesome deed. So that's the way everything, whatever we see, whatever we listen, whatever we smell, whatever we taste, and whatever we touch, all those objects, we get those two kinds of thoughts, bad thoughts and good thoughts. So give up those bad thoughts and we can eradicate our craving. If we eradicate our craving, it is not getting any attachment for all those objects. If we try to practice this, then we can get out of all the sansara dukkha, all the suffering of samsara. Because of the craving, because of the craving we get attachment, because of the attachment we get rebirth. If we get rebirth, from the birth to the death we are suffering. Every moment we are suffering. So we have to get out of this suffering. We should avoid, we should eradicate that attachment, we should eradicate that craving, and we should avoid those getting bad thoughts. Because of the bad thoughts, because of this desire, we get all those kinds of attachment. So if we want to eradicate this sachitta pariyodapanang, if we want to purify our mind, mainly desire, hatred and delusion. If we eradicate these three, all the other defilements also eradicate. So we try to live according to Buddha's teaching. We should do this practice. We should do this practice means the noble eightfold path. If we have the meaning of, if we have the realization of this suffering, whatever from the birth to death we are doing, whatever we are speak, whatever we are think, we get suffering. So if we get that real right view, we can avoid all those bad things. We can give up all those misdeeds. So that is Samadhie and Samma Sankappa. Then we get the Sabba Papa Sakarana, as we discussed previously. And Sabba Papa Sakarana means getting out of controlling all those misdeeds. Samma Vacha and Samma Kammanta, and then the Samma Ajiva. And if we want to get the higher as possible to do all these wholesome deeds, we have to follow these teachings. If we follow these teachings, and if we want to get this lokottara deeds, that means marga pala, that enlightenment, we have to practice the mindfulness. We have to practice mindfulness of the body, and we have to practice mindfulness of the feeling, and we have to practice the mindfulness of thoughts, and we have to practice mindfulness of Dhamma. And if we get the activities of our body, if we get any kind of feeling, if we know, if we found this is impermanence, this cause for the suffering, so we should not get desire of this, we should not get any craving of this feeling, then we can control our thought. That is Chittanupassana. If we get mindfulness of body, that is Kayanupassana. If we do practice mindfulness of the feeling, that is Vedananupassana. Or this is the good feeling, or it has changed, now I have a bad feeling now, so it is also changing. So we don't want to practice, we don't want to get any desire for that. So it is we shouldn't get any craving, so we have to give up that. That means if we get that, control that feeling, we can get rid of all those other feelings, other thoughts of, like we want to get We want to get whatever we like. We want to get whatever we pleased, whatever the sound we please. I like that. We don't want to attach to them. So, if we want to eradicate all those defilements, we have to we try to mindfulness with this body and these feelings and then the thoughts. When we get the thought, you should think about it. Oh, this is a good thought. Oh, this is a bad thought. This go through craving, or this is go through non-attachment. Like this, we have to think about it. Then all the things, this thought, this is the past, it has gone, it never come. So we have to give up the thought. And if we get any thought of future, future didn't come, so we have to not think of it. Now I am here. This is the present moment. So now I am here. It is past has gone, future didn't come, never comes. So I am in this time, I am in this moment. Now I am here, this moment. Like this, if we go through our life in this moment, present moment, we can eradicate all those defilements. That is the eradication of all those defilements. So we must try, as the Buddha says, as the not only our Gautama Buddha, all the Buddhas, as the advice of all the Buddhas, we should follow this Dhamma, Sabba Papasa Karana, not doing all those misdeeds, and Kusala Upasampada, doing wholesome deeds as much as higher as possible, and Sachitta Paryodapanang, control your thoughts and purify the mind. That means Kaya Vedana Chitta Dhamma, the four mindfulness of this mental ways. So we have to follow these instructions according to Buddha's teaching if we want to get out of this samsara. As the life, as the human being, we got this life. It is very fortunate way, because this is the state of Buddha's lifetime, this Buddhotpada time, and we have get the birth of this Buddhotpada time, Buddhotpada season, and then we are get our this human life with all those organs, eye, ear, tongue, nose, tongue and body, and it is well enough to get and well enough wisdom to realize some Dhamma, realize some teachings of Buddha. So we have the opportunity to listen Dhamma, and we have the opportunity to listen, practice Dhamma. So we are lucky enough to have this human life because of our past merits. So we try to get this good results from this opportunity. So if so, we try to practice this Dhamma as much as possible. So we think and we hope, because of the merits we get from the start to now on, listen to Dhamma. Whatever the thoughts we have gathered from this listening Dhamma, it's caused for not to get sensual pleasures, to get rid of samsara. It is, we hope and we bless, we wish, may all we can achieve our life ambition as soon as possible. What is the ambition? To get out of this samsara. So now I have to remind about those sponsorships. This Dhamma talk also sponsored by several devotees owner of Massive Lanka Private Limited, and who is living in Payagala, Mr. and Mrs. Vandabona, and his family members, all his family members, they wanted to get the blessings of Dhamma and get the blessings of Triple Gem for this, all their family members, and they want to transfer merits for their death relations. Kumudulata Piris, living in Raddolugama, she is expecting to giving blessings for her husband, who has the birthday on November 18th, and her son, younger son, who has the birthday on 30th, Inat Mallika and Ranjana Kularatna, Harshaka and her daughter, and all the family members wanted to transfer merits for their death parents, Ekman Pranandu and Catherine Pereira, and the husband of Enat Mallika, Sarat Kularatna, Hansani Kaushika daughter, and the Sunet Dinet daughter, sons, get the sponsorship for her mother, getting blessings for her mother, who has the birthday on November 20th. Is having her birthday on November 15th, Renuka Piris, the wife, and the little daughter, Sanduni Piris, and all the family members, and get the sponsorship, Harish Chandra Piris. Sujeeva Vijay Singha and Priyanka Nilmini Vijay Singha, who is living in Meerigama, and they are passing merits to get the blessings of Triple Gem, all the family members and her daughters, and the passing merits for their death relations. Mrs. Nanayakara, who lives in Columbus 7 Barnes Place, and Rupika Gunawardana, living in Nugegoda, and they wanted to get blessings of Triple Gem, and they wanted to get the realization of four noble truth, and achieve Nibbana as soon as well. All the members of Vishwa Parami Institute. Padmini Gunawardana, who lives in Kotte, she wanted to get the blessings for her husband and all the members of all her family members, and the passing merits to their all death relations. Mr. Meemaduma and Mrs. Padma Subasingha, they wanted to pass in merits for their dead parents and Nimal Subasingha husband, and get the blessings of Triple Gems, Samoda Subasingha daughter, and the Nipuna Subasingha and his wife, and all those members, all those devotees get the happy life in this human life also, and may all be healthy and happy, and may all be achieve their life ambitions as they wish, and may all be get to Nibbana as soon as possible. And we all pass in our merits to all of our dead relations and all the listeners' death relations, and all the death relations of our media members also. So we pass our merits. Idamme jnatinang hotu sukita hontu jnatayo. Idamme jnatinang hotu sukita hontu jnatayo. Idamme jnatinang hotu sukita hontu jnatayo. Ettavataca ammehi sambatam punya sampadang. Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasatta ca bummata deva naga mahiddiga. Punyantang anumoditva chiran rakhantu lokasasanang. Chiran rakhantu dhamma desanang. Chiran rakhantu mamparanti. May all living beings be happy and healthy. May all living beings in peace, and may all living beings achieve their life ambitions as they wish. May all living beings get to Nibbana as soon as possible. So thank you very much.
එලෙසින් නිමාවට පත් වූයේ සසල සිත නිවන නිසල බුදු බණ වැඩසටහන. අද දවසේ ධර්මානුශාසනා පවත්වනු ලැබුවේ පූජ්‍යපාද ශාස්ත්‍රපති සුබද්‍රා මෙහෙණින් වහන්සේ විසින්. අප ඔබටද ආරාධනා කරනවා මෙවන් වූ වැඩසටහනකට ඔබගේද දායකත්වය ලබා දෙන්නට. අප ඔබට ආරාධනා කරනවා තිරේ දිස්න දුරකථන අංකයට අප වෙත කතා කරන්නට. එසේනම් වැඩසටහන මෙලෙසින් නිමාවට පත්වෙනවා. ඔබ සැමට තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
ඔබේ ජීවිතයේ නොමැකෙන මතක සැඹරුම් අතරට සුන්දරත්වයේ සොඳුරුතම විවාහ දිනය අපත් සමග ගත කරන්න. අරකාවිල පාදුක්ක තෙවුණේ උත්සව ශාලාව වෙත ඔබත් පිය නගන්න. සේවාවන් 20කටත් අධික සංඛ්‍යාවක් නොමිලේ තිළින කරන එකම ස්ථානය. දුරකථන අංක 0112 759 809. ජීවිතේ ආදර සැමරුම් මන්තලාව. තෙවුණේ උත්සව ශාලාව අරකාවිල බෝපේ පාදුක්ක. ඔබට අවශ්‍ය බෞද්ධ පොත්පත් විනයානුකූල අටපිරිකර බුද්ධ ප්‍රතිමා ඇතුළු සියලුම පූජා භාණ්ඩ එකම වහලක් යටින් ජයෝදා පොත්මැදුර මහරගම ධර්මායතනය අසල ශාඛා බෙල්ලන්විල රජමහා විහාරය අසල දුරකථන අංක 0114 80යි 16යි 51 0114 36යි 97යි 99 ප්‍රඥාවෙන් ආලෝකය දකින්නට ජයෝදා පොත්මැදුර වෙත ඔබත් පිය නගන්න.